some of the best EVPs that way. And you can tell already, I feel it, the pressure around me has increased dramatically. So I'm definitely not alone. Not to mention I saw the one. It was awfully large and it looked human. I didn't see any hair. Unless he was a blondie. But judging from about the distance that I saw him, just for that split second, I should have had the damn camera running instead of in the back. But judging by the distance, probably talking a 12-footer at least. Big as Bubba, but slender. Alright, let me check my audios on the big camera here, the XO30. Plug in. Check one, two. I hear me really well. I don't know how much of that is simply headphone volume though. Let's see my digital output is. Normal talk is about minus 8 dB, so hopefully if anything screams in the woods somewhere, I'll catch it in audios. I know for a fact that the other camera camera's going. Yesterday, one of the reasons why the footage was so terrible was I had on the big camera, I had turn this down a little bit, there we go. Dynamic stabilizer on, which means it's like trying to grab single footage, or single frames and like hold it still, and as I'm walking it was shaking and jittery as hell. It's crazy. So I'm gonna put this one over here facing out at the little guy. I'm gonna have facing at the orchard. There we go. I hear footsteps behind me, and yeah, the DRO5 is recording, but it looks like output is way too high on the camera. Let me see what I can do about that. Not a thing because I'm recording. Alright. Stop recording. There we go. Check. Yep, that's... Make sure to plug in. Check 1, 2. That is really quiet. Let's see. Alright. I'm guessing good enough. Good enough on everything. One bike was out here a couple days ago, and one of the things that I immediately noticed, besides it being extremely overgrown, much more so than normal, was that it felt like we got a different crew out here. It's just a completely different feeling than normal. I know for a fact my car is locked. Alright. It's very, very vivid looking. One of the things I did not do today was give the old international interdimensional peace sign when I walked up here. I did not raise my hand up. I don't know if this is the right crew or not. If it is, they'll recognize me even after 2 months. Adjust this, it keeps trying to slide back. There we go. I'm shooting from about 100 yards. Normally I carry a laser rangefinder with me, but I rarely use the damn thing. I've never measured the distance across there, so I don't know what the distance is. It looks about 100 meters or so, 100 meters, 100 yards. There's a bird over there, right where the action normally is. And we have a green man there? Looks like it, but is he talking? I don't know. Hard to tell. Very hard to tell. It's interesting is the wave, like it's heat, going across the screen. It's just not that warm out today, though. Be just what I need. Let's back out a little bit. That yellow glow is a dandelion. It's not a yellow orb or anything. I should have put this up higher. Extended the legs out a little bit. Freaking ears are ringing like hell. Mic 1 just looked like it tried to die. Alright, let's keep scanning across. Basically what I'm getting is the top of the ditch, bottom of the trees, end of the grass. Is that where I normally find the majority of them, just like hanging out. It's common usually to find them in the grass, or they're standing in the ditch and just kind of leaning over on the hill. Something about that ditch, I don't know what it is. It doesn't always have water in it. In fact, it rarely has water unless it's springtime or winter when it's covered in snow out here. There's rarely water in it, but I realize that water never truly dries up on these riverbeds. It just kind of goes underground, so it's still flowing. But they are very much attracted to that ditch. Down on the south end, I'm pointed east right now, so to the far extreme right. It's actually kind of like the southwest corner of the meadow. That part of the ditch, moose used to hate. And I was going through some old footage the other day. It's hard for me to do that, seeing my moose there, because I really, really miss him. It was the last day that I brought him out. It was probably, I don't know, a week or two before I had to actually put him down. There was caught 4 of them, and they, normally the ones that he charges after was the little guys, but these were 4 big ones. Looked like something there for a second. There was 4 big ones there that was eyeballing us, and he really did not want to go any further. Kept trying to drag me out of the woods. I'm trying to drag him in. We're supposed to listen to the dogs because they know better. Normally they really, really do. I'm not out here to go running away either. I'm trying to get these guys on film and mostly observe what it is that they're doing so that I can try to understand what they are, how they're reacting and such. But he kept looking directly at this specific spot, and I couldn't see anything. Were they actually invisible at the time? I don't know. It was one of those things where he could see him, and the camera could see him, but I couldn't. I don't know. I tell you what, they were very, very well camouflaged. So it's a distinct possibility that they weren't. They weren't invisible. They were just extremely well camouflaged at the time. Almost coming up to the big trees. The big trees is Chimp Alley. It's the ones where they look like chimps. That's usually where I see them. The bottom, there we go. There's the ditch line. And the twig just snapped to my left. The camera's kind of pointing in that direction. So, yeah, that's amazing. Is the overgrowth here is so bad, you can't even really see the big trees. That was interesting. Why the hell did it just go out of focus? Like extremely out of focus. I don't know. We'll just keep going though. Maybe it was one of those things like that in the way. Chimp Alley. What I'm going to do now, using the other camera, is I'm going to scan the orchard. I'm going to shut off the big camera and carry it under my arm. Use the little one as the main until I get over across the field.
So here's big trees. That's all you can see of him now. Normally, that whole area is like wide open. Getting close to the south side. There's another one of them birds. Alarm call. Can't see through the brush over there though, so doesn't do any good to point a camera at it really. That looks interesting, but I'm sure it's probably just matrixing. Trees in the back and flowers in the front. It sure looks like a face hiding behind those flowers. Like one ape dude with what looks like, I don't know, a beaver or a gerbil or some crap on his back. Wouldn't be the first time that has happened though. Oh, well, there we go. They're blowing out of the way. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just matrixing. So for those people that say, oh, that's pareidolia. Not pareidolia. Actually, the proper term is matrixing. With a camera, it's taking a three-dimensional space, converting it to a two-dimensional space, and with the way that it tries to represent that, it can look like faces and all kinds of crap. Alright, let's see. Yeah, we're done. Alright, we're going to go back over here. Back where the bird was screaming. Back out a little bit so I can get more of it in view. I'm going to use the other camera to scan the, right in that neck of the woods right there. I'm going to use the little guy over here. Alright, I'm using the little camera, HFR 600, to do the orchard. One of the things I considered doing, based on previous experience, was to set this little guy up over in the trees. I actually focused on the orchard. There was two ladies and a German Shepherd on one of the previous footages that I'd gotten that were out here playing ball with a dog, and it was interesting because there was like 4 of them over there in the orchard watching them. I got them moving, talking, they're moving their heads around as they were talking, hiding in the tall grass. And what was interesting is when they left, the dog had absolutely no reaction whatsoever at all to them.
focus must be set on like 30 or something. Certainly not on 57, that's for sure. Have it. And Frodo makes some really good tripods. They've got one lightweight version that's supposed to be good for shooting video. That was the first one I got for the big camera, but it was too small. It's called the Be Free series, and the video version of it is called Be Free Live. Actually, I do not recommend it. I mean, if you're going to do a super lightweight camera and not a whole lot of panning, even though it says it's a liquid head, it doesn't have restriction adjustments, only locks, and so it's hard to get a clean, clear pan. There's a bird across the way just losing his mind. Alright, so that is that. Alright, let's see. I'm going to lock that down like that. I'm going to carry that one, and I'm going to shut the big boy off. I'll leave it running for a second. Alright. Dizzy as hell. It's not good for getting down on my knees for too long. Ooh. Wow. That was a good one. Oh, just got a really weird feeling about this place now. It's just not like it used to be. Just not like it used to be. Based on what that pan in the woods over there showed me, potentially going to be an interesting trip over there. Potentially. I actually considered going from the distal cling side, coming up from the back, up from behind them, because then their only move is to either run towards me or run across the open fields. Considering putting the little camera over here in the woods first and then going and doing it, see if they ran across the field. But heck with it. All right, let's lift this up. Off with the big one. It is now on the shoulder. I will grab the little guy. Walk across the field. Here we go.
Looks like the Forstmeister's been out here too. A lot of quad tracks all over the edge of the forest. He has not mowed though, Jesus. Down there, especially in that neck of the woods, right down there in that corner, that's where Moose was like scared to death of going. He wasn't too fond of that place there either, or over there, but that corner, that tree line really scared the hell out of him. So we'll get a good pan of that after I'm done over here. If I come in from this corner and into the woods, that's where all the tree structures were. It's potential they'll either run straight back towards Distal Klinga, or they'll run towards the mountain. If they run to the mountain, as many of them as there are, they'll have to be concentrated up somewhere. Good grief, this grass is tall. It's the tallest I've ever seen it. There's a beautiful little flower. I have no idea what it is, but it's pretty. I'm sure somebody out there knows what that is. That is pretty. There's lots of them. They almost look like a lotus flower or something. Yeah, this is really, really tall grass. God, these little flowers are everywhere. We're listening for screams, whoops, whistles, owl calls, anything. Birds losing their mind all of a sudden. Anything at all. I cannot believe how overgrown this is. I know it was definitely not this bad last summer. There's some tire tracks from this quad. Forstmeister was at the Distal Klinga site, the actual dude himself, not just his workers. So they're probably going to clean that out. Oh, here's where the pig has been. Good grief. Tearing up the ground again. Oh my goodness, it's thick in there. I never have found where the pigs sleep. Hope it's not in there. One bird scream. Here's the structures. Yeah, the bird's probably yelling at me. Wow, the blackberries have taken over. Jeez. Alright, let's look for prints. This is their trail here, behind the tree line. Alright, so the bow is still there. There's a lot of stuff added to it, but it doesn't look like it's in any kind of just normal shape. Yeah.
that bow. And then the big X. The X was there before. Get it there. I think you can see it. Right in there. And then the teepee. The teepee was there next to it before. But there's a bunch of little stuff and stacked up in there. All that crap. That's new since last time I've been here. Which doesn't actually mean new. It's been a while since I've been here. Early May. Maybe late April. I'd have to check the dates on the footage, but it's been a while. Been quite a while. So now, what do I want to do with this little guy? I considered setting it up and just leaving it here, shooting that way while I take the big one with me. Or I'm over here, I could shoot the orchard. God, if I can find a way to look through it, this stuff is so thick. There's the orchard. Normally I see a lot of stuff in there. That's where they were hanging when the two ladies and the dog was hanging out. Was playing. They were right in there. So on this side of the... Holy crap, my battery's halfway gone. 32 minutes and it's half gone. Interesting. Lucky for me, I bought more. So that's a orchard or the forest. I think for now I'll do the forest. Let's see if two flowers that are those pretty flowers that are mashed. Take a look and see what's left of the big teepee structure. I normally get some really weird EMF readings out here. New X's, new boxes on the ground also. Well, I knew they were going to put some stuff in the back. They sure as heck did. Alright, I think that's where I'll set up. Get some legs on these. There was a couple of X's back there, and that was it. The big teepee, I think, is back there through the trees. Well, it's just about impossible to see. Alright. Interesting. Well, it sounds like footsteps to my right. Or is I freaking losing it? There. Footsteps from that direction on the big camera. Alright. So right now I have 2 directions covered. Yeah, this has seriously changed. That's as wide as it goes. I'm going to set it this way. That's what I'm going to do. There's the structures. And then I think I'll snatch the big camera off the tripod and take it with me. Heading in the other direction. What's the battery looking like on the little one? 54 minutes. Camera or one battery out for each. And I will leave the other tripod precariously balanced. If I come back and it's on the ground, I'll be definitely looking in the footage. And what do I have on this guy for battery power left? While it has a much larger capacity battery than the other one, it sure sucked the hell out of that one too. Interesting. Right. Love those sound of those bees. There's the other camera tripod. I'm probably right in the way of the other camera too. Didn't realize my big fat head was right in front of the lens. But that's okay, it won't be for long. Alright. Let's do that. Let's leave it point in that direction.
behind the little camera. I'll burn one. Drink of water. Then go for a walk. Check out these new structures. Birds over there are losing their minds. Little bitty ones, little like chickadees. Right on the creek bed too. Right over the creek bed. Makes me wonder. I got something sneaking up on me. I know a way to find out. Let me find the nearest structure and piss on it. The leaner one. Well, nobody screamed at me. While I have been screamed at out here, yelled at, Big Red yelled at me. Pretty loud. Did some weird owl shit around my head. I'm not sure how he did that, but therein lies the question regarding these critters as to what they are. I've never had, I've had rocks thrown at me, but not like seriously thrown at me, other than that one that went shooting between my wife's and my head at the restaurant, or outside the restaurant. I've never had what I would call a serious violent encounter. Prefer not to, but just never had one. Well, it isn't very warm out here. It sure is humid. I'm sweating my butt off. Phew. Alright. Snatch the big camera up. Take it with. There we go. So, we do not use the stabilizer. You're welcome. We won't do that. Especially the dynamic stabilizer. Bumps in a tree up there somewhere. Probably a woodpecker. Or like a ADD squirrel or something. Banging on the mat. Let's go look at structures. Alright, let's look at this. We got a tree.
8 minutes left. Since the battery's out already, I'm going to go ahead and change it. The audio recorder will keep going though.